Hi there. Today is Monday, February 13th. Everybody in Kansas City is celebrating the Super Bowl, and I thought I would come on and share some things with you today. I wanted to show you first my calendar. So you can see I've worked on things every single day this week, which is really great. I started a new project. I finally got my floss for one and was able to work on it. And I worked on my Dutch Beauty, which is my big, huge one. So let's just start in here and I'll show you what I've done. I showed you that already, and I think I showed you this already, but this is how I'm going to work it up. This is Love You Too, and it is by Hands On Design. It was a freebie from her. And I'm thinking about this sparkly for the backing. So I've got somebody, of course, in mind for that. And then on this one too, I've got somebody in mind for this. But I'm thinking I may do these. I've got three, Faith, Hope, and Love. And I may do all three in one big long line and do the frame it in one big frame. I'm not quite sure yet. I might go ahead and do them individually because it might be easier to work with that way, but I'm not positive. Then another thing I started on was, I know if you haven't seen this, you can go out to Silver Creek Samplers, either on Facebook or Instagram. And she has a freebie this year. She has freebies every year, but this one I thought was so cute. And I folded it because you've got the pattern on the other side. But it's Do Everything in Love. And I have seen, sorry, the handle on my bag fell. Startled me. But I have seen this done several different ways. I saw one person do it on black with red, and it was just amazing. It was outstanding the way that color was. Now I have done mine on a pink, and this is what I have. This is what I have for you. So I've got all the words in, and now I'm starting adding in all of the hearts around the words so that I'll fill that in. I used just DMC for mine, and it's DMC 151. And what's this number? 962. So those are the colors that I'm using on it. Let's get some glares in here today, don't we? And then my fabric that I used was a scrap of linen. I think I got out of CC's scrap bag. You know, they always have a bunch out there that are just like a dollar or two a piece, really cheap. So, or at least they used to be. It may have gone up now because of COVID. You know how those things have. So then that's a finish. Let me show you what else. I got some work done on my Dutch Beauty, and I'm really liking this. But I have to tell you, I've been having a lot of dreams lately, and they're just driving me crazy, you know. So I woke up and I was just in a panic because I dreamt I did this the wrong direction, and I was going to have to take it out and redo it. So I haven't measured yet, but I'm hoping I have it in the right direction. I'm hoping I have enough width for it. I will die if I don't. So I may have to just get my tape measure out. I know I have to get my tape measure out and just measure everything and make sure that I do have enough width, because this would be so sad to get this all worked up and it not fit. And I was planning on working from bottom to top, So, you know, that would be even worse because I wouldn't know until I put everything in. So, for those of you who don't know this design, let me pull this off here. This is Dutch Beauty by Permin of Copenhagen. So, it's a really big piece on 28 count. It's a full yard. It's got a lot of different motifs in it. Here's a smaller picture. Maybe I can get the whole thing on at once. I fell in love with the big swan. I love the heart in the center. There are so many things, though, that I think are so pretty. These lions on both sides are so cute. And then you've got peacocks. Everything kind of balances all the way across. And this was, let me find for you because I was just amazed. Where's the English version? The right side. I've got to read through until I find it. Dutch Beauty is the name for a wonderful sampler made around 1790 by a 13-year-old girl from the Low Countries. We only know her initials of HVZ, which show up right here, HVZ. We still admire the embroidery on which she has succeeded to bring alive 68 creatures with needle and thread. And the book contains the complete design, which this book is huge. I mean, to me it's huge because I don't normally do samplers, and it's a lot to contend with for me. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 sections, and I like how they have it all laid out here. So each page is one of these sections, so you know what's going on and where it goes. So yeah, and this one, all right, third down. Well, it's in centimeters, so I can't tell you how big it is. Except Kathy did figure it for me. I believe it is 49 by 32. So if I do have this the wrong way, I am out of space and I'll have to frog it and restart because I've got it on the, now see, as I'm thinking about it while we're talking, I have it from raw edge to raw edge, and that's a yard. So I don't have enough space. I've got to take this out and redo it. Oh, I could just cry. Here's where I'm at. So I put in some more of the border at the bottom. I finished the lion, and I started on the next motif that crosses over the page, and that's a big flower. So, I mean, at least I caught it now, right? I'll measure just to be certain, but I think I have it the wrong way. So I want you all to commiserate with me. Oh, that's a sad thing. That's a very sad thing. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I do. All right. Well, moving on. I wanted to work on something small, like, you know, I have been doing. I like to put those in with this big piece so that I feel like I'm finishing things as I'm working along and I'm actually making progress. So I found this design several years ago, and the copyright on it is 2010, so I probably got it 2015, maybe a little bit later than that, but I have always liked this, and I love the phrasing on it. It is Your Gentleness by La Di Da, and it's just, I don't know why. I mean, it's just a very simple piece, but I just love it. So it says, if you can't read that, let your gentleness be known. And it's just like a little cherry branch. So I pulled out another little piece of fabric, just a remnant that I had, and I started it. I started it in January because I got a lot of it done then, I remember. I'm looking in my book. Pages won't turn. I started it on January 29th, and then I ran out of floss molasses, and that's the one that goes around the entire design like a backstitch. And so I had to wait clear till the 7th to get that floss. So that's why I have other little things that I've worked on. But it's not ironed. I just finished it last night. And here's my piece. So I did not use the called for colors because I did not have them. I used, for the green, it calls for DMC 3013 or NPS 342. And like I said, I did not have that. So I used Victorian Motto Sampler Shop, her floss 3103, called Stitching Together, and I love how that looked. I used molasses for 3031 or NPS 976. That's the dark outline, what I had to wait for. And then I used these two colors for the little cherries. This is Weeks Cappuccino, and I have no idea. It says Old Berry, but I don't know by who. If it's Weeks or someone else, but I used these two for the cherries. And then for the, I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, then for the words and the lines inside, I used Cold by Weeks Dye Works. Now, I started out this project and I wasn't thinking real clear. I saw that green on the leaves, but when I went to look it up to find an alternate, it kept showing me a faded brown. So I pulled this out, which is a limited edition by Gentle Arts, and I thought, well, maybe that'll look good, you know, since it's so variegated. And I did a lot. I did all of these leaves in it, and I thought, you know, that makes the leaves look dead. So I stopped and pulled all those out, and that's when I found the colors from Nancy and replaced it. I really like it. I really like it. And I show you. On here, it's got her initials and the date. I didn't do that. I found a little crown emblem, which you can barely see. I used that crazy floss, that limited edition, and put that on, and then you barely read my initials here and the year. So it doesn't take away, but it fills that spot a little bit like they had it and balances out both sides. So that was my progress. As you'll notice, I'm not in Texas. My sister-in-law's surgery was rescheduled. The doctor had some concerns and he wanted things checked out before she had the surgery. So she's kind of back to square one. She's going to call the doctor today to see if they can get that scheduled again. I'm thinking, if she gets it done in March, I'm going to be real surprised because they had pushed her to May. And I'm thinking maybe she'll be able to get in sometime in April. So my misspeak on the last video that I did where I told you it was going to be in April, I wonder if that's going to come about. So anyway, I'm going to try to go down and be with her whenever it is. We've got some big things going on at work that, I'll have to work around. But, excuse me, I want to be down there to help her. So, plans. I am going to obviously measure Dutch Beauty and make sure that I have space for it. If I do not, then I'm going to pick it, frog it, and start again, shifting it the other direction. I'm going to work on Do Everything in Love and see if I can't get that finished. And I've got my Sheep in the Meadow and then another little spring freebie from Rosewood Manor that I'm gonna work on. I've got all of the flosses pulled. I've had them pulled for years, and just another little scrap of fabric that matches. Let me see if I can turn this. It'll match all four of these. I was pointing on the screen. It'll match all four of these so that it makes another unit and I can fill that hole with them. So that's my plan. All these behind me, I have stitched all but Tatiana. And then this one, the alphabet, I don't know what that's called. And let's see, is there another one? Oh, yeah. This green thumb, it says, a green thumb is rooted in a verdant heart. So my sister did all three of those, and they were presents for me throughout the years. Everything else I have done, so maybe sometime I'll stop and, take you around and show you each of those. You've probably seen them in my old videos, but I really like the grouping them all on the wall like this. It really makes it fun. So I think that's it for today. Please leave me any comments, questions that you might have. I'd really love to answer them for you, and would really like to interact with the community. I think this is the best way to find friends with like minds. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and if you liked this video, hit the thumbs up. So without further ado, I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Brightest blessings.